Primary 4 English Literature, Unit 8, The River by James Carter. Scheme of work reference, page number 23 of your textbook. First we will see what are the learning outcomes. By doing this lesson, you will be able to learn what a poem is, learn the basic elements of a poem, learn what concrete poems are, identify the difference between a poem and a concrete poem, get to know about James Carter and build up your own simple concrete poems. First we will see what a poem is. A poem is a piece of writing in which the words are chosen for their beauty and sound and are carefully arranged in short lines which rhyme. That means a poem always expresses feelings and ideas using imaginative language. How do they express the ideas and feelings? They express feelings and ideas using imaginative languages, right? People have been writing poems for thousands of years. What do we call a person who writes poems? Yes, we call a person who writes poetry a poet. A poet is the one who writes poems. Now we will see what the basic elements of a poem are. In an ordinary poem, you can find these elements. Here I have mentioned only 5 elements, but there are many elements that can be seen in an ordinary poem. Here I have mentioned meter, rhyme, form, sound and rhythm. What are the basic elements? Meter, rhyme, form, sound and rhythm. That means you can find these basic elements in an ordinary poem. That means an ordinary poem consists of a meter, a rhyme, a form, a sound and a rhythm. Now we have discussed what a poem is and the basic elements of a poem. Our next topic is concrete poems. Actually, what is a concrete poem? In concrete poetry, the intention of the poet is conveyed by graphic patterns of letters, words or symbols rather than by the meaning of words. That means in concrete poetry, or usually we call it shape poetry, that is a type of poetry that uses some sort of visual presentation. Why do we use these visual presentations? We use them to enhance the effect of the poem on the reader. That means these poems are just they are based on the physical shape of the poem, not the techniques or not the basic elements that can be seen in the poem, but mainly the physical shape of the poem takes the significance. Do you know the reason why we discuss about these concrete poems today? That's because now we are going to start a very interesting concrete poem. Before moving to this concrete poem, it's better to get to know about the poet. We'll see who this poet is. James Winston Henry Carter, or James Carter. He is the one who wrote this poem, right? James Winston Henry Carter is a children's poet, non-fiction writer and a musician. He loves to write poems about all sorts of unusual things. That means rather than writing about usual things that we see and hear in our day-to-day lives, he just preferred to write about unusual things such as ghosts, aliens, likewise. And some of his poems sound like nursery rhymes. Today we are going to discuss about one of the concrete poems which was written by this famous poet James Carter. Now we will move to the poem. What is the title of the poem? The River. Now, by looking at the poem, can you identify the structure of the poem is also like a river? First of all, tell me, what is a river? A river is a large natural stream of water flowing into the sea. Now, just look at the structure of the poem. The topmost part is the place where the river begins, and think that the bottommost part is the sea. Now, can you see the words are also like a river flowing towards the sea, right? That means in this concrete poetry, rather than the words, rather than the techniques which are used to write the poem, what is the most prominent thing? That is the shape of the poem. I will read the poem for you. From a tiny spring, the river came and wound its way for days and days, first east, then west, but always south, always down, even when it curled itself around a bend. But then one day something changed, and a river it could no longer be, for the river grew, and the river knew that now it was the sea, and so on. That means in the poem it's described how a tiny drop of water becomes a river and the way that it is passed down to the sea. You can see very nicely the poet has arranged the words in a way that it illustrates like a river, and finally what happens to the river? It meets the sea. That is what James Carter wanted to show us from this poem, The River. Next, it's your turn to build up a concrete poem. We'll see what the steps are. First of all, what you have to do is you have to choose an object to be the subject for your poem. For an example, now we are going to write about a flower. So you have to choose the flower as a subject of your poem. Then you have to draw a simple outline of its shape. If you are going to build up a poem on the theme of flower, that means you have to draw a simple outline of a flower on a piece of paper. Then take another piece of paper and write or compose your own poem. A simple poem, right? A simple set of words which are there, right? Then you have to, with the pencil, you have to write your poem into the shape. That means on the flower you have to write the words which are there in your poem. And finally erase the outline of your shape, the flower, so that it's just the words from the poem that is creating the image. So that means finally you have built up a concrete poem. Since we have come to the end of the session, here's a small activity for you all. You have to try writing concrete poems on any 3 selected topics. That means whatever the topic you want, you can select, and you have to try writing concrete poems on them. I think you all will enjoy this activity at home. From this session, we learned what a poem is, what a concrete poem is, what are the basic elements of a poem, and how to create your own concrete poems and so on. I think you all enjoyed the session very much, and I hope to meet you again with another session. Until then, stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you.